Spiderman. Here to lend a hand?
Hey guys, Mike Daniels
Toxin might
here
need
with
one,
another
officer.
for Spider-Man.
You don't know the half of it. Never seen anything like this devil's breath stuff. Forensics is having a hell of a time.
News reports say this is where Otto released Devil's Breath. Might have left some residue I can track.
What was it, CSI? So yeah, the uploads have kind of dropped off a little bit. There's a couple reasons for that. One, I've been working more than
Some
usual.
residue on this sign.
I'm actually off for
Maybe I
quite a
can
few
isolate.
days. Over the next few days, of course, 4th of July
AT
was
Rich
just
leader
this last...
sequenced. This looks promising.
Yesterday, actually, as I'm recording this, it's July 5th. So yeah, we were pretty busy. Me more or less. But yeah. So I don't for those of you who haven't played this game, if there are any who are watching this who haven't played this game,
Oscorp's modified
we're getting
CPS-1.
pretty close
Definitely
to the
Devil's
end.
Breath.
Especially
Should be able to track the
considering
dispersal path now.
especially
Trail
considering
goes in a few directions. Need to find the right one.
what's the word I'm looking for? Especially considering the fact that I'm cutting out most of the side missions. So there's a lot less to do in the game as far as the playthrough goes. So, with that being said, we don't really have much left to go. We're actually getting pretty close to the end game here.
Trail leads down into those vents. What was Otto
This
doing
episode's
up there?
actually a little longer than what I usually go for,
Access
at
hatch
a little
around
over
here.
half an hour. Just there was no good place to just cut here, and I mean this is a lot of action on this episode.
Well, this is moody.
So yeah, there's also a
There's
really
some way to
weird.
hit the
Is
lights.
this the episode with the weird cut? I think this is the episode with the weird cut. Maybe that was last episode. I don't know. There's like a really weird cut in one of the last two episodes that was weird. I think it was actually in last episode. Now I think about it, I don't remember.
Was Otto
I can't
using
remember what I
this
had
as
for
a
breakfast most
staging
days,
ground?
guys.
Chaos of the prison break would have been perfect cover to move in.
But there's gonna be
Feel like
a
I
lot
can't
less
put a
commentary
dog
for this
on seeing
episode.
his face. He smiles for the cameras, collects his accolades, and keeps his boot heel pressed against my neck. Why can't anyone else see how selfish he is? How reckless? How evil? If only they could be made to see the Norman I know. The man behind the mask.
There's gonna be a lot less commentary this episode just because there's a lot of exposition and a lot of story stuff going on. I don't like talking over Spider-Man if I can avoid
Otto's
it.
been studying Sable's tech for weaknesses.
So, yeah, I'll be trying to talk in between what's going on. But, I mean, this episode's pretty self-explanatory. Like, there's not... This is, like I said, this is a lot of, like, the
Good old Rhino. My second favorite Russian.
end game
Otto developed a corrosive to free Rhino from his suit. A
Build
certain
up.
government agency spent years trying and failing to do that. Only took Otto a few days. Looks like Otto recorded messages for his crew.
Alexei, I've followed your career with great interest. The world sees you as a witless dullard. I see a warrior with a poet's heart. I know you desire freedom from the battlesuit you're sealed inside. Help me achieve my goals, and freedom shall be yours.
Let freedom ring. Anyway. Oh, man.
Mac Gargan, aka Scorpion. Scorpion's helping Otto in exchange for a clean slate. Criminal record expunged? Gambling debts erased?
Don't gamble, kids.
It's rare for me to admit this, Mr. Gargan. Clearing your debts was more difficult than I anticipated. You're in arrears to some demanding individuals. But once the reservoir job is finished, your financial obligations will be finished as well. Otto Octavius is nothing if not persuasive.
Alrighty then. So, being that we're getting close into this series, I'm thinking about what game I want to do next.
Old man Vulture. I've tangled with him more than anyone else here.
And
Power source
I think I made a
Vulture's
decision,
wounds
but
gave him spinal cancer, and Otto's developing an experimental treatment to save him.
we'll talk about that more toward the end of the series. What game is next?
Adrian, what bitter irony
No,
that
Adrian.
your miraculous wings should have brought
I
such
did it.
horrors on your body. Thankfully, you are now working for me. When our work is settled, the treatment I've developed will cure you. You won't shuffle off this mortal coil just yet, my friend.
Electro. Total live wire, that one.
I'm a
Electro's
live
big
wire.
pipe dream is to become pure energy. Doc actually managed to modify his harness to get a little closer to that goal.
It seems painful. Being pure energy.
Max, when you first conveyed your dream to me, I thought you insane. Pure energy. But as I dove deeper into the problem, I discovered a way to give us both what we desire. I promise you, when we are done, you will be pure energy. Or so close to it as to make the difference irrelevant.
Is it just me, or does the guy who voices Doc Ock in this game sound a lot like the guy who played him in Spider-Man 2?
What's this now? Otto must have
Could be
used
wrong.
this map to plan, but it's blank. Unless there's something here I'm missing. UV bulb. Huh, nothing happened. Must be a way to get that lamp on.
Ah, the good old pointless button gag. And now, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I run around like a chicken with the head cut off for 30 seconds. I'll try to figure out how to turn this bulb on. Okay, it wasn't quite that long. Fail.
There we go. Hidden markings. Otto's tasked the villains to destroy Oscorp holdings throughout the city. He's trying to take apart Norman's empire piece by piece.
It's good, smart
He's
strategy.
going after the Devil's Breath anti-serum, using something called Icarus? What's Vulture doing in Times Square? I need to keep my guard up. Electro's disabling Oscorp power plants. Makes sense. Seems like the last stage of the plan is a direct assault on Oscorp. And Rhino's targeting Oscorp's shoreline properties. Which is he hitting
Skip.
first? And why?
Wasn't intentional. I actually tried to go back there and replay it, but
Scorpion must be trying to poison the city's reservoir. Another Oscorp-owned property.
piece of advice, kids, if you're going to get revenge on somebody, probably don't give the whole city a disease and try to kill them, you know, to prove a point against one person. It kind of makes you an a-hole. Just saying.
This is it.
Hello, Spider-Man. We've never been properly introduced. I'm
Otto Octavius. There is no Icarus, is there?
No. Martin needs no assistance to secure the anti-serum. Icarus was a ruse to get you into position.
Into position?
You know, if Otto had just not said anything, Spidey would be dead. I just want to point that out.
Need a lift? So refreshing to work for a man like Octavius. Backup plans for his backup plans.
He's not Nick Fury.
Pete, are you okay? What's happening?
Traffic's rough. Listen, Lee's gunning for the anti-serum. We need to find Oscorp's Devil's Breath lab before he does.
On it right now. pulling every building permit in the city. If there's a record of the lab, I'll find it.
That's great! Okay, talk soon, MJ!
Trap failed? Softened him up. Time for plan B.
Plan B? What the hell is Plan B? There's an obscure movie reference for you. This is actually probably my favorite boss fight in the entire game. I'm gonna point that out.
That was almost heartwarming, Electro.
I think I like it a lot because it's like possibly maybe the only boss fight that takes place completely like airborne, or for the most part airborne.
Miss me, now you got it. You know what? Forget I said anything.
So, yeah, I think that's actually like the primary reason I like it. Like, I actually liked the idea of flying around, and although it took me a while to kind of figure out exactly what I was supposed to do, which, well, I figured it out. I just had the wrong webs equipped. I was trying to shock Electro, which clearly doesn't work that well, for obvious reasons. But yeah, this is a fun boss fight. I feel like the aerial fighting of Spider-Man was important in this game, but it didn't really seem like any of the boss fights made it all that important, even though it completely should be. Because he's much more of a, hey, let's fly in the air and fight kind of person, because he's a lot more mobile than other heroes.
Me! You're up!
No, Adrian! It's me, Spider-Man!
What are you babbling about?
He stole my joke.
Nobody ever gets my jokes.
Our long feud ends tonight, insect!
Phew! Thought we had a healthy give and take. Man, have I misread this relationship.
I think this fight was just fun for me. Like, I had a lot of fun with this fight.
His guard's up. Just stun or surprise him.
Need to stun or surprise him. So what does my brilliant mind do? I'm just going to immediately try to web zip to him, because that makes sense, right? Of course, it's funny because, like, you know, going back and watching this fight after the fact, since, again, for like any time I mentioned this in this commentary, I lost the original commentary for this, which was live. Going back and watching me do this, like, it's laughable because, you know, like, I would have done it differently had I known. But that's the thing, though. Like, when you're playing, doing a dry run like this game was, you don't know. So, like, it's some of the stuff that seems obvious after the fact isn't. And in the moment, when you're, like, in these boss fights, it's not always obvious.
You got it! You got my joke! I'm so happy I can almost stop fighting! Almost! Gotta be honest, liked it better when you two were loners.
Amazing what a little teamwork can achieve, ain't it? A vigor of youth, a wisdom of experience, a fine caring.
Just like oil and water, sure.
This fight also got a lot harder once it was 2-on-1. But I really didn't think, like, it was that hard. Like, it increased the difficulty, sure, but I didn't really feel overwhelmed at any point in this fight, thinking back on it. Because it'll be interesting when I actually go back and replay this game on my own time on the hardest difficulty, just because it'll be interesting to see if it is a lot harder. But I know I started a file on the hardest difficulty, just to see what it was like, and I didn't really think it was all that bad, so we'll see. But I definitely think before I do the DLC for this game, I'm going to do a New Game Plus, just so I could kind of just replay it, to get back to the mechanics and stuff, because it was... I enjoyed this game a lot, and the fact that I've only done one real playthrough of it surprises me. Like, it's not even currently installed on my PS4. That's how long it's been since I've actually played it. But when we do the DLC for it, which probably won't be for a while after the main series drops, like completely drops, so we can kind of see something else for once.
One down, one to go.
I also wonder if you can take Vulture down first, and then like there's a different cutscene there.
One's too many. Tonight will be your last walk.
Yeah, this fight is just—it's fun. It was fun to play. It's fun to watch.
Don't do that again.
And to be fair, I probably could have cut this episode after this fight. I just didn't want to. Because the rest of this episode, there's a lot of jump cuts and weird stuff going on. And, like, I just didn't want to do, like, one episode just full of cut. So I just figured I'd put all the cuts in the second half of this episode.
What's happening?
Electro's been grounded.
Spiderman, I presume. If you really cared about this city, you'd be helping me expose Osborn for the criminal he is.
By killing innocent people?
I would have restored the power.
You're sick. You need help.
I have all the help I need, and we will not stop until Norman gets what he deserves.
I hate it when they team up. Just need to catch my breath. What time? Oh man.
That can be good. Oh, hey, I left this in for some reason. Didn't do that. Oh well, stays in now.
Yuri, Vulture and Electro are down. 4 to go.
I saw. Also noticed a rooftop in Times Square exploded. Wouldn't happen to be related, would it?
Nothing gets by you. It was Octavius' staging ground. He's using the villains to pull apart Oscorp. Vulture and Electro were targeting power plants. Scorpion's going after water treatment. Not sure about Rhino yet. Something along the shoreline.
That's good enough to start. I assume you're going after Scorpion?
Yeah. City's already on the brink. If we lose clean water, we might never come back. I'll update you when I make progress.
Sounds like a plan.
I'll go get Scorpion as soon as I'm done being the crap out of these Sable guys, because screw Sable guys. I actually don't know why I stopped to fight those dudes. I don't remember. I left it in, though, because, well, I had to, because we were talking to Yuri. I just let the whole fight in, because I could.
I should check on Miles.
Hey, Pete, you okay?
That's what I was gonna ask you. I'm fine, but you and May are in the middle of it.
We're busy, but people need help. And I'd rather be doing something than waiting around for somebody else to fix things, you know?
Oh, that's probably why I left it in.
Just make sure you protect yourself. Mask and gloves. And rest every now and then. All that goes double for May.
Nobody can make that woman take a break when she doesn't want to. But I'll do my best.
Thanks, Miles. Give May my love. And be safe.
I think I left that in because I didn't want to go straight to the objective and cut off that conversation. I think that's why I left this in. Originally. But that's why I did those fights and left it in. So.
You know my moves. You know I'm
That's the weird cut.
Surprise me if you can.
This is the second fight I had with Taskmaster. The reason there was a weird cut there, and I remember this, is originally that was the start of an episode. Usually I actually cut it originally after the Miles conversation. And for some reason,
Can you teach me how to do that?
the episode ended up the way I cut the episodes after losing the commentary. I ended up only having like a 15-minute episode or 60-minute or whatever it was if I hadn't Fag cut it after the Miles part, so that's why I added more in here. And for some reason, like, I guess I turned off the game and like went to bed or whatever I did that time when I was done with that segment. So when I booted the game back up, I was getting ready to record, so I was like setting everything up, and as I was standing there, Taskmaster just, you know, shot me with his little electro thing. So I had to, oh crap, panic button, start recording, which is why that scene was just suddenly there. I don't think I got the entire scene, but I got the gist of it. So, yeah, this is the second fight with Taskmaster that came out of nowhere.
You must be great at parties.
But that was like kind of one of my other issues with this game as a trying to, you know, record it for YouTube, was the whole issue of things spontaneously happening like the second I would boot the game up. Really having no way of like knowing what was gonna happen. So I got better at it. I think it was after this particular incident that I started recording when I got to the like opening menu as opposed to once I booted the game up. So, yeah.
School's out, Taskmaster. Why are you stalking me?
An organization hired me to see if you're worth recruiting.
I'd rather be Jonah Jameson's foot masseur than work for anyone who'd hire you.
Your loss. They pay 6 figures. Guess some people just deserve to be poor.
6 figures? Nah.
I realize Norman Osborn claims he was stepping back from running Oscorp when he was elected, but has...
There's the reservoir. No sign of...
No one cares, Jonah.
Better take a closer look. Now, if I was a mercenary dressed like a scorpion, where would I be? Behind you!
Me, I'd end it now. But Octavius is paying, and he wants to torture you. Which I respect.
Damn it! What did he inject me with? Whoa!
An acid trip.
Is that a sea of poison? Can't be. This can't be real. Must be the poison. But I can't take any chances.
This was easily the most...
Whatever he injected me with.
This was easily the most aggravating segment of the entire game for me. I was so close to rage quitting on this segment so many times. I guess I can't even imagine like doing this right in the first try. There are so many cuts in this one because I was trying to maintain the plot line and everything that was said.
For a minute. Need to analyze the neurotoxin so I can create an antidote. Scorpions made some upgrades.
I wanted to keep all the plot and stuff in there without without showing every death I had, so it ends up cutting weird. And you'll see what I mean as we get further into the rest of this episode, because it's brutal. I suck at platforming segments in general, and that's a lot of what this is.
My body thinks are real. I have to create the antidote fast. First, I need a natural steroid. Extract from an Eclipta alba plant should do the trick. ESU's greenhouse is nearby. Hope it's in season.
This felt like an awful, awful platforming segment. And I never want to do this ever again. I know I end up will, because I'll play through this game again, but still. Ugh, this segment. Don't get me wrong. I hate this segment, but I'm not saying it's a bad segment. It's a bad segment for me, and I would prefer it not being in the game, but I know people like segments like this, so being the minority does not make it wrong. Just want to point that out. I don't like it, but I'm sure there are people that do. It's good for the plot, though.
It's you, Secret Safe. Where'd it go?
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. Is that what Octavia said?
Is this real? or in my mind?
It can be both.
Doc?
It's just the hallucinations intensifying. You can get through this.
Doc? You sound...
Like I did before the neural interface affected my mind. My obsessions were always there, but the interface allowed me to fully embrace them.
I have to fix this. Fix you! Somehow!
Ah, Peter. Always trying to shoulder the responsibility, even when there's no hope.
And truthfully, I have no idea how I got to this part. I just was like, screw this, I'm just gonna see what happens, and it actually worked.
Oh, Miss me.
There's the Eclipse. But I need an antitoxin.
Cutting out death number
Makes
1.
a permanent antidote. One of Harry's research stations was developing a synthetic atropine. Gotta get there fast.
Gotta go fast.
Lovely. Thanks, Brain.
How you feeling, Spider? Raw panic cruel, just fine.
Scorpion? How'd you get this number?
Always asking the least interesting questions. It's not how am I calling you, it's am I calling you? Maybe I'm just the fevered screams of your dying brain.
Real or no, when I cure this poison, I'm coming for you, Mac.
Big talk from the little bug. Have fun chasing pink elephants.
This actually, fun fact, was one of the longest episodes for me to edit. In the post-losing commentary era of this series. Just because it took forever for me to get through this. And it's probably better than my original commentary isn't on here. Let's just leave it at that.
It's you. Atropine's gone.
Shocker. Oh, wait, nope.
Well, not
Scorpion,
again.
my bad.
You're too late. Just as you were too late to help me.
This isn't you, Doc.
It is me. The me polite society found inconvenient. Parts of myself I suppressed. But you helped me break those chains.
Stop running from me. Let me try.
This is what I was talking about. This part was miserable for me.
You're a failure at life, love, career. You bring nothing but pain.
I'm a failure at this segment, that's for sure.
Stop. I'm not giving up on you.
I'm giving up on you.
Please, just talk to me. I can help you.
So you can treat me like all the rest. Containing me, suffocating me. No, I will let my genius shine on its own. I saw you, Peter, taking notes, stealing ideas, a rat in my own lab. To think I called you a friend.
I am your friend, Otto. Please. I've always supported you. I always will.
Supported me by...
There it is. The atropine.
Spider-Man. I think next time I play through this game, though, I'm going to use, like, on my own time, I'm just going to use, like, the game's costume, because I want to see this game in its quote-unquote purest form. I guess that makes sense. I kind of wish I would have done that for this, for this playthrough, just to kind of keep it, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm calling it pure, because I guess I get the alternate costumes to use them, but at the same time, like, if you think about the game realistically in a canon, like, he would have used the costume that he had for this game and this through the entirety of this game, except for one exception, and we'll see that later. But like, yeah, like I really wish I would have just used the white spider costume for this entire playthrough.
Somehow.
It's nothing I can do about it now, but
I need to mix the antidote.
you know, for wanting to mix the antidote and almost dying, you're not really panicking all that much, Spidey. I would be like sprinting. And here we see the game hiding the fact that it's loading assets.
You're just like Osborn, trying to steal my genius. Everything that happens now is you.
Nope.
Thought I forgot about you.
Scorpion, are you even real?
Hold still. I'll show you.
That gave me an opening. Another hallucination. At least he had an imaginary glass jaw.
That cut actually wasn't a death. That cut was I sat in the pause menu for like 5 minutes and I wasn't sure why. I don't remember. I'm sure I was probably talking to my wife or something.
Now I know you're the poison trying to distract me. Bring it on.
Or someone called me. Who knows? My wife woke up a couple times when I was filming these episodes. So, occasionally you'll see me pause it because she wakes up and comes out in the living room to talk to me and I'm like, I'm filming right now. You waste all my film. So, 10 points to anyone who can figure out that reference.
The world would be better off without you. And you.
Gotta get rid of him. Focus on the job. Nice. Just a few more left.
This game kind of shows where Spidey's head is at, too. Because remember, all this stuff's in his head. So his brain is essentially saying all this stuff that Scorpion is saying to him in his own head. That's a dark place to be, yo. Like, speaking from experience.
If I was your uncle, I would have jumped in front of a bullet, too.
See? That's horrible.
Developed an attitude. Hope that's the last of them. I can barely stand up. There's the centrifuge I need. Finally. I'm running out of time. I think I did it. Where'd my suit go? I think I took decontamination a little too far. I'd better put some clothes on. Much better.
He's wearing Spiderman underwear.
Go ahead and forget that ever happened.
Yep, but that's where we're going to leave off for this one, guys. We'll see you in the next one.